I can remember the test screening. We did one test screening of the film. And how Roger worked in those days was you would finish the film and then you would test it. And then you would trim the negative and make a new print. And the optical track. That's just how he did it. And so we did the screening at the Fox Vine Theater, it's called the Fox Vine, but it's on Hollywood Boulevard. Go figure. And I remember it was an early evening screening. It was June of '79, and the movie's going along, and everyone's really quiet, just really quiet, and you could hear a little bit of horror film fan excitement at some of the, the first inklings of blood from somebody getting killed underwater, and be like, ooh, here it comes, and then there's nothing. And there's nothing, and there's nothing. And, the audience is just sitting there trying to figure out what is this. And then once we got about halfway into the movie, someone started to giggle. And then another person laughed. And then another person laughed. And soon every line of dialogue was provoked laughter from the audience. Until by the end of the film, I remember there's the supposedly big dramatic moment where the scientist is dying and he says, "No, throw me overboard and drag me as bait." And the monsters, I'll be the bait for the monster. Right. The audience roared at that. They just roared. And I remember afterwards, I went out in the lobby, I collected the film, and, Sirio Santiago was there.
Wow.
And because Roger had gone on vacation.
Oh, so he wasn't there?
He wasn't there. He was not there. So apparently he had promised his wife, okay, they had scheduled some vacation. He promised his wife, "I'm not going to, bail out. I'm going to go." All right. So he supervised the film up until about the point of the final mix. And then he had gone, finished the final mix. We do the test screening. A bunch of sales executives from New World attended. And we all repaired to a nearby Chinese restaurant. And they all looked at me and they said, "What do you think we can do?" and I'm saying, the film is already 74 minutes and 30 seconds long. You can't take anything out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're already lying to the theater owners that it's 85 minutes long. It's, and
wow.
So, and they said, "Well, can we put more shots of the monster in?" And I said, every shot of the monster is in the film. Whatever they shot of that fish is in the film. There is nothing else. Besides which, I did not have the trims and outs.
So, when they asked you that of what can we do? Are they asking you how can we make it longer, or how can we make it scarier?
Scarier.
Okay.
Scarier.
All right.
How can we make it scarier? And it's okay, Roger, as I learned from other years working with Roger, is that if anybody in the audience laughs at anything, regardless of whether it's intentional or not, he puts it down in his notebook and we take it out. It goes out of the film. Because he says anything that cues the audience to laugh will just encourage others.
Yeah.
And our films live on a line between ridiculous and sublime. And if you give them the inch to go into ridiculous, then they'll take it. So
yeah. And what you're saying is you didn't have the trims because it was edited initially in the Philippines, right? And then
exactly.
Then it got sent to you. So you didn't have anything extra, right?
Exactly. All I had was literally what was in the cut that they sent from the Philippines.
But it was longer, was it not? When you got
Yes, it was longer. It was about probably 86 to 87 minutes long when I got it. And
Not substantially longer.
Not
Just a few
substantially longer.
minutes.
Well, no, with that film, boy, 10 minutes makes a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When we watched the long version, I mean, it was, you felt like you were watching, Heaven's Gate. I mean, it just took forever to get through. It's like, we were all looking at our watches. How long is this movie? The scenes would just go on and on and on and on.